Hello, my name is Leo and welcome to a new tutorial by Blauw Films. If you hear a cat meowing, that's Grigio. If you hear any wind, that's because the window is open so that Grigio can be chilling. Either way, today we will be looking at a middle section of a previous tutorial in which I lit this Star Wars scene for a upcoming Star Wars tribute we're doing with Michael Wood and Eric Alcaraz from the Blauw Films team. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, be sure to check out any future content we have. And yeah, cool, let's get into it. The light, if we go back to that, a color temperature of 8500 is making sure that the planet Earth that I used as a base, which now has more snow and more clouds, is looking extra blue because we are on a pretty cold color temperature. If I were to change this to 3500, you can see you're suddenly in a very different galaxy, or you just change the settings of your camera, I guess. It's very important to make a well-judged decision on what the color temperature is you will be using. Let's just show you something insane. So let's say you're close to a dying sun, right? You set that thing to, well, apparently it only goes to 1000, but you can have a full red environment, and then you could light this with extremely blue light. Okay, so now we're going off the plan, but doesn't matter. Let's add one more Corona sun. Let's make its intensity match the one we have. There we go. If we were to copy some of these coordinates for the rotation, now essentially we would be getting a mid-range of that, right? Now let's push it a little bit further back so we get more of a rim light. Now if you were to double this intensity, you're now creating something completely different, I guess. And what's also fun, if we were to select an object and then hit Alt on your keyboard and then press on the object you want to create, it creates the object inside of the same coordinates. So then it's very easy for you to rotate this thing, angle it where you want it to go, make it editable, and then press T to basically scale it up. And now, keeping in the theme of Kurosawa, let's pick one of the complementary colors to the red over here. Well chosen, very well chosen. Especially these murkier green ones over here in the middle are really pretty. Now all of these colors on the other side are also incredibly pretty, by the way. I believe these are all from, at least these are really from Ron. I'm not sure. Now I'm gonna try moving it a little bit closer to us, just so we get a bit more of that impact. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna create a sphere now. I would like to fly to that sphere. Let's give it a few more segments, like 40, and take it out so that it's at the same place as where the impact would be with this massive laser. For a laser, this is like a ridiculously big thing, by the way. So, well, you know. Just for the sake of seeing what we're doing. So, I'm gonna stick into this view right now. And the only thing I would like to do is create a new camera and then duplicate by holding Command onto the other camera, so that when we open the interactive renderer, at least we can see everything correctly exposed. Let's open it up for a bit, and basically inside of our opacity channel we should be able to create a gradient, and then that gradient should allow us to show where our sphere is showing up. I basically want to create an impact circle that looks really intense, but I don't want to create anything else. So let's apply the material we just made to it and see where that leads us. Alright, so first of all, that's the wrong direction of our gradient. Alright, so now we have created an Akira style explosion. I am going to cut out almost everything from the top, really just creating a band in the middle of the impact. Something like that, indeed. Now, I believe we might have to slightly rotate the sphere for this to work. You gotta make sure to check emit light on both sides so that the inner face and the outer face of the impact hit will show up. Back into the opacity, I am going to add a turbulence to make sure it looks a bit more like scattered energy. Another thing I would like to do is increase the segments of the sphere just to lock the look that we have, and now I'm gonna move on to a second impact hit. Oh my god, we're really doing this. This is completely not the tutorial I'm supposed to be recording. I'm gonna duplicate that ring, and I'm gonna decrease its radius. Before that, I'm gonna go to the basic settings of the previous sphere and enable X-ray. This way, when we come to the object menu in the second sphere and decrease its scale, we will actually be seeing in our viewport live where it is. I'm going to duplicate the material we have, and I'm going to change the color to yet another, probably darker tone, more desaturated tone. Also set to an intensity of 1000. I'm going to change the seed on the gradient settings. This second material will be applied to the bottom sphere, and if we give this a moment to calculate, you'll see what I'm talking about. Finally, there's one more thing I'd like to do. I'm duplicating this sphere one more time. The second one can go to X-ray. The third one, again, decrease its scale until happy, duplicate the material, and this time I am going to change the color palette and I'm going to pick this bright yellow that I got right here, and I am going to drastically change the turbulence level and the seed. This way creating some kind of spark that's coming off everything that's gonna make it feel a bit more intense and a bit more as if the planet is about to collapse. Well, I gotta say, it looks quite interesting, right? It's it's fun how the laser reflects onto the surface of the Naboo starship. The Star Destroyer really looks ominous and ginormous. What's going on there? It's like, I don't know, but well, this is definitely getting a render. Alright, I hope that kind of clears up the thought process that goes behind some of these renders, especially the thought process of how to position your lights and what kind of techniques work to create an idea that you have in your head. So one of the most important things to me is that we get a sense of scale and that we kind of understand how far away things are one from each other. So the Naboo Royal Starship right in front of us is the one that's mainly in focus, and that's what's guiding us into the composition. And then basically the planet we have in the back was the first thing I was really looking out for. I wanted to make sure to have the correct angle of shadow on the planet, and then, well, because this is going to be from a moving sequence, that's basically going to be informing the light and shadow direction of the rest of the shot. And then after that, it's basically just about adding a few smaller lights to add some details where you want to. So, for example, the first light we added was the big red light, as you saw in the video already, and that defined the overall aesthetic of the shot. Then this white light was added, which was a duplicate of the red light that I pushed further into the depth, giving it a bit more of a rim light effect. And then I made that bright white and a bit on the stronger side to now introduce a lot more light onto the surface of this Star Destroyer, which to me is very important to make sure that we can see all the way into the distance so we feel how big the Star Destroyer is. The lasers that are hitting the planet from whatever war machine they have on the side is creating this blue glow that is filling up most of the black areas that we had still left on the Star Destroyer. And especially the main focus for me was to get these chrome reflections onto the Naboo starship. Basically, it's not often that you have an object that's fully chrome, so it's easy to make it look fake, but the way that we could kind of go around it is by introducing the detail to the chrome surface in a very controlled way. So, for example, the lasers are positioned in such a way to make sure that we follow the curves of the ship in the dark areas. And then the left highlight areas are complemented by basically just a rectangular white area light that I've positioned pointed right at the Naboo ship. The good thing about this is that from this point of view, the light from the area light is only going to be hitting the ship and it's not going to be hitting anything else. Now, except for that, right down here we have a few TIE fighters, we have a full order formation there, classic formation of Star Destroyers. The blue color gets reintroduced, of course, with the engines over here and some of the hull lights. And then, of course, we have the green lights from the TIE fighters that are very much on a different side of a color spectrum, but they are transitioning into the yellow greenish lights from the Star Destroyer ship itself. The reason I pick these colors is mainly because our inspiration is the cinematography of Akira Kurosawa, and there's a fantastic book on this topic called A Dictionary of Color Combinations. It's a Japanese book that really approaches color combinations from more of a feeling standpoint, and the way colors are combined in this dictionary is way more akin to just looking at harmony and the way that optically these things flow together. Thinking about that, that's also one of the reasons why we introduced one extra light all the way at the end, which is this purple light that's creating some kind of rim light right in between the red faded light. There's no real purpose for where this light is coming from, except for creating a purple highlight right around the edges, and together with the bloom and glare and caustic pass that we ended up rendering on top, it created this very nice purple glow effect right around the engines of the Naboo starship. If we have a quick look at the other version where the red light is turned off, like let's say right before the moment of impact, you can see how much of an effect the purple light actually has and where that's really shining and what it's actually hitting. I was really thinking of this as when you look at paintings, when sometimes you would paint a stroke of a color right on a highlight, right on a rim light, to just give that extra punch of vibrance to the image. Well, I believe that's about it. We'll soon be creating some more renders on this topic. Michael Wood is figuring out the story that we will be telling, and Eric is definitely figuring out how to show this visually, and I guess I'll figure out how to make it work. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, a pretty quick tutorial, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you here in the Blauw Films community. So, yeah, hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.